All right. What is up, guys? Salute to you, Mr. Bruce Gas. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, man. I'm just here just to give like a little bit of some boxing takes on some topics that came to mind. I wanted to talk about just a couple stuff. I just had like a bit of, you know, certain discussions that I figured that I just come on and just give like my little thoughts on. Um, I think like as far as everything else goes, I pretty much have, everything set in stone. So just give me a second. I'm gonna try to see if I can play some background music, see if that works. Yeah, yeah, maybe that might work. Hold on. Yeah, T German. Yeah, yeah, like I'll do that one. Yeah, pretty much, man. I think like as far as the topics that I have at hand, they're pretty important to bring up. Um, just give me like a second, and I'll be set to go. Um, uh, but, all right. I'm set to go. So yeah, pretty much as far as everything has been going lately in the boxing circles, I have like a good amount of good topics to bring up. I'll probably even just start off with like the whole Jake Paul versus Hasim Rahman Jr. being the last minute replacement. Um, I think this is a good fight. I think as far as how I see this fight going down, I think Hasim Rahman has a good chance to probably knock out Jake Paul. I mean, if this fight is at heavyweight, then I think Jake Paul, he's probably going to get stopped just because he's a very small guy for a cruiserweight, and just seeing him bigger, it's like I don't really see that being too much of like a big thing for him to have that much power advantage at heavyweight. But um, I like this fight. I think a fight of this magnitude against Hasim Rahman Jr. That's a good fight because Hasim Rahman Jr. He's a good, credible, opponent. I think like the only problem is just that I don't think it's right for Rahman to basically fight Jake Paul, knowing that this fight shouldn't have been offered to him. I think somebody of like a caliber, I probably say maybe like a cruiserweight level that had like a good stock in their name fighting Jake Paul, that would make a lot better sense. Like honestly, like I wouldn't mind like a fight with Jake Paul versus who's that one guy that fights at light heavyweight. Um, I'm pretty sure he can easily fight at cruiserweight to beat up Jake Paul, but he's that Philadelphia fighter. His name is Atif Oberlton, and he's a really, really big dude. And I'm pretty sure he can easily beat up Jake Paul very, very single-handedly. So I think like a fight of that magnitude, that would be good. But I mean, I can definitely see everybody else's point of view. Bruce Gas says put the fixes in. Yeah, I agree. I don't understand why Rahman would take this fight, knowing that he has other bigger fish to fry at heavyweight. Knowing that you lost to Tommy Morrison's son, I think it's probably best to just fight other credible heavyweights in your division instead of just messing with Jake Paul. So I think Jake Paul, he understands like what's going on. He obviously could have had other opponents lined up in which surprisingly that other white fighter he fights at cruiserweight if I'm not mistaken, Blake McKernan. He called out Jake Paul multiple times, and he said to him over social media, "Hey, send over the contract. Like I'm ready to beat your ass and everything." And I find that very surprising that Jake Paul and his team don't want to, actually get that real competition from fighters that actually want to knock his head off. So I think Jake Paul, he's obviously just cherry picking until something happens with like a fight where he could end up losing to some top guy where some up and coming guy can easily knock him out. But yeah, Bruce Gas said he should fight Trey Morrison. Yeah, I think that's a really good fight too because I think Tommy Morrison's sons would easily beat the crap out of Jake Paul. I mean, look, like honestly, at the end of the day, Jake Paul, he's not in it to become a world champion. I think everything that you see now, he's just going to just basically just try to run through this whole campaign of just fighting nobodies, and he's just gonna do it until people say, all right, well, you know what, like we don't like you fighting guys that people never asked you to fight. So I think that's really the biggest problem out of Jake Paul's selection of opponents. He tries to act like he's such a great fighter when you haven't really beat any top level guys. Like I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I think Jake Paul already understands that he's a nobody in the sport of boxing, and he's only here just to clout chase. I don't really see like obviously he's making great improvements for the sport, but at the end of the day, it's just like you're not making a bigger difference like within your career as a fighter, which like to most people, we don't expect you to do anything big in boxing, but the problem that a lot of people have is just that when you're fooling the mass media and the audiences to look at you fight, and you're fighting guys that people don't care to actually pay their money to actually see, it's like it's not an actual good fight. Like, like people will start calling your name out and saying, hey, look, you have to fight this guy, you should fight that guy. Like, I think Jake Paul understands that, but knowing how much of a political machine he has behind him through Showtime and the PBC, I think what's going to happen is that they're just going to give him just like a bunch of low level opposition fighters. But with Hasim Rahman Jr. in the picture, Hasim could very well upset Jake Paul, where Jake Paul, he could very well get knocked out, because Hasim, he's a big guy, man. Like, he's a very, very broad heavyweight. But I think that the biggest problem with Hasim is just that he doesn't stay active enough within his, ring returns. So therefore, he's not able to do the things that he wants to do to be prepared for his up and coming fights. But I mean, as far as like what he's been doing lately, he hasn't been back in the ring. Well, prior to his knockout loss to Kenzie Morrison, in which he was actually winning that fight, sadly, and he should have won that fight, but he hasn't been in the ring since 2021 of August of last year, and like surprisingly, he just kind of just takes a whole year off, leading into April of that following year to just get knocked out by Tommy Morrison's son. So I don't know, man. I think honestly, at the end of the day, I think Rahman Jr. He has a good ceiling to put himself in proper position to win, but the thing is just that what you should be doing is that you should be fighting credible names in your division instead of just taking like a payday with Jake Paul, because I think that's really why Rahman's taking the fight. Otherwise, he could have fought some UFC fighter. Bruce Guy says, I hope so. Yeah. Like, I really hope Hasim Rahman Jr. beats him, bro. Like honestly, like if he does beat him, like that's gonna definitely be like a very good, upset victory, commotion that people will create out of it. I just think as far as like what's happening with Jake Paul is like Showtime and the PBC, they're trying so hard to like push him to a certain direction where they just want to make him unbeatable, and it's just like I think eventually, like the cherry picking will be gone wrong someday, but I don't see how Jake Paul would want to fight Hasim Rahman at heavyweight, knowing that he's a naturally built cruiserweight fighter. So, I mean, hey, who knows? I mean, Rahman Jr. He's a very big guy. He has a very, very good frame, and I'm pretty sure he could easily give Paul a run for his money. So, I think that's a very good fight. But as far as how I see the fight going down, I think it's just going to go to the cards. And I mean, if Rahman actually outpoints him and he does what he has to do to try to win, and let's just say he gets a robbery, decision loss, then I don't blame him for trying his best to try to get the victory. But hopefully Rahman, he can knock him out, because I think he'll have the size advantage over him. Let's talk about the second topic with Mr. Austin Ammo Williams. I think it's kind of fair to say, is he the truth at 160? Should he switch over to other promotional stables to get his title shot opportunities? I personally would say yes. I think Ammo, he's proven himself to be ready for the top dogs, but I think as far as the state of the 160-pound division, I think his only best options, especially getting his title shot through Matchroom, he should probably just go ahead and keep fighting, decent level opposition, and I think eventually he'll be up there. I think a very good fight for him to build his resume. I wouldn't mind seeing a fight with maybe Jason Quigley, or I say Carlos Adames. I think Carlos Adames, he can easily be beat by him. I think Almacar Vigo. I think that Uruguayan fighter, he's a good ass fighter. Um, I also wouldn't mind a fight with Liam Williams. I think Liam Williams. That's a very very good fight. I think he can very well defeat him. Or Demetrius Ballard. That's a very good fight too. I mean, there's just plenty of good, decent names out here. I mean, I don't really see like any of the top tens fighting him, just simply because it's like these guys are just in their own world, trying to make everything, how should I say? They're not trying to fight each other. They're all trying to like stick, stay in one spot and try to make it seem like they don't need to fight each other. So I think with Austin Williams, he'll be ready for any of these top guys. I think he can. I think he could beat Janabek. I think he could beat Jaime Munguia. I think that's a good winnable fight. Chris Eubank Jr. He can easily slaughter him, take him out of the picture. Like I don't know where he goes from here, because he's been out the ring for 3+ months, leading or leading up to the Amanda Serrano Katie Taylor victory over Cordell Booker. I think he's good enough to be ready for all the top shelf smoke. But I say, just for starters, if you want to test him, with like a good fighter, I want him to fight with that Brazilian dude, Esquiva Falco. I think he could beat his ass. Or Felix Cash, yeah, he can definitely beat Felix. I don't see him losing, losing to Felix. Oh, and honestly, Felix, he's actually facing Vaughn Alexander, which is very weird because he got that robbery decision victory over that Russian dude, Magomed, Magomed Madayev, and then now he's facing Vaughn Alexander, the same guy that got a draw with Winfred Harris Jr., and then he beat Money Powell, and which I find it very surprising. Like, what happened to Money Powell, man? I mean, yeah, like he fought back in February down at the yeah, that was down back at the Georgia International Convention Center down in Atlanta. So yeah, like I don't know like what he's doing with his career. I want to say he still fights at super middleweight or light heavyweight, but I don't know, man. I think it's probably time for him to like either move up to 175, or I probably just say stay at 168, because I think Money Powell, he can easily take over the 168 division. I just don't like the fact that he was super inactive. Well, he was only active once, for that 1 year in 2020 for COVID, but then after that, he took a whole year off. Or actually, no, fast forward into 2021, he fought William Langston. He got a split decision victory over him, which was very weird. He's the same guy that lost to Khalil Cole, but yeah, man, I just find it weird, man. Like, I mean, Money Powell, he's a good fighter. Don't get it twisted, but I think as far as his progression goes, like, I think I think he needs to face some high level opposition names. I think it's time for him to like really show how good he is, and I think it's time for him to like actually be ready for for the top shelf opposition. He's 13-1. He only lost to Vaughn Alexander, who's going to be fighting Felix Cash. So it's a good fight either way, but it's just like, you know, I think Money Powell, he deserves his credibility as soon as possible when he's able to be up there. Hold on, just give me like 1 second. I just gotta go check up on something, and I'll be right back. All right, yeah. So, oh shit, mobile team. Yo,
What's
hello?
up? What's up? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but like your voice is clicking.
Hold on. Let me put this on. 1 second. Hopefully, you should be able to hear me soon.
Okay.
How's it out? Is it better?
Yeah. Definitely way better.
Alright. What's poppin'?
Not much. Just chilling right now. Just chilling at home.
Chilling at home, yeah?
Yeah, I just got out of work early, so figured just go live.
Yeah, I'm driving about this before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just enjoying life, I suppose,
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Just been working, man. Just been focusing on life.
Yeah, man. I've seen you go live. I'm always supporting, you know. You know what I mean? Just enjoy your content. You're doing great, bro. Keep up the great work, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
What's the latest in boxing? Are you keeping up track on the UK boxing?
Not really. I actually just haven't really been hearing so much about the news over there. But
Okay. Fair enough. We got boxing coming up in the UK on Saturday.
Oh yeah, with fucking Chisora and Pulev.
Yeah, I think Cesaro's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, I think Chisora, he's gonna get knocked out.
Because the way Chisora is, like, I don't think he's all there, to be honest. You know? He's like punch drunk and he's acting out of character. And it's just a matter of time that someone's gonna end up killing this guy because he don't wanna retire, bro. Like, he keeps losing and he keeps fighting like the elite and stuff like that, you know?
He's just terrible, man. I feel bad for him. It's like he's not that good of a fighter. It's just garbage.
I mean, at this stage though, like he's here not for the boxing though, like, or legacy. He's here to make money. You see what I'm saying? You know?
I mean, I just personally don't want to see him get killed because, you know, I'm pretty sure he has a great life after boxing. But I mean,
yeah.
But, you know, to certain fighters, you know, they're so mentally addicted to the sport, you know, they can't they can't get away from it.
Yeah, like you have to remember, like like for example, like Deontay Wilder, he can retire, like he don't need boxing anymore because he invested his money elsewhere, and he's doing good. He's rich, so like someone like that, Chisora, he probably got paid not as much as money as Deontay, but near enough, close enough, because he's been on a lot of pay-per-views. But Derek Chisora, I don't think he invested his money quite wisely. I think the man is a big spender, you know?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he wastes most of that money anyway.
Yeah, they waste their money, man. And then that's why, like, he's dependent on boxing just to get money, you know?
Yeah. Because eventually he's going to get brutally hurt where, you know, he can't talk anymore and shit.
Yeah. And it's slowing down, man. Like I was surprised that Parker didn't knock him out. Because in that fight, Derek Chisora was terrible. He was really, really out of his depth. And it's there for the taking, bro. You get me?
Yeah, I think it's just gonna end very badly. Like, you know, I don't see this fight going the distance. I think he's gonna get brutally hurt, and it's gonna, you know, end very, very early.
And then you got obviously like Eddie Hearn egging Derek Chisora on, saying, "Oh, why, you know, he doesn't need to retire. He's still got it, you know."
Well,
And
originally, correct me if I'm wrong, Chisora, he was supposed to face Adam Kaunaki. So,
yeah, but Adam Kolnacki ducked him though.
huh?
Adam Kolnacki, he ducked Derek Chisora.
Really? He ducked him?
Yeah, he ducked him. Yeah, because they gave him an offer. At the minute, I'm gonna give you an update on what's going on between Eddie Hearn and Steven Espinosa, the Showtime chairman.
Yeah. Steven Espinosa.
Yeah, it's Steven Espinosa and obviously Al Heyman and what's his name, Shelly Finkel and them lot. They don't like Eddie Hearn, and they made that quite clear. And they don't really want to make business. They don't want to do business with him. Simple as that.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Therefore, they said no. We're not gonna make that fight with Alan Kolnacki, even though Alan Kolnacki comes off of 2 knockout losses against Robert Helenius. To me, I see what's his name, Kolnacki. He's a bum. He's a glorified bum, bro. Like Derek Chisora is a fucking bum, yeah. And all right, so basically, put it this way, yeah. Derek Chisora is a fucking bum, yeah, and then you got Adam Kolnacki's even a bigger bum. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and then, but they trying to be petty a little bit by not making that fight. And this is why we never got to see Deontay Wilder against Anthony Joshua, because basically they're playing like power trips. You know, all these promoters, man, they like to play games, bro, man. I've had fucking enough of them.
Yeah, it just gets me pissed off, man.
Because ultimately, it's not about these guys, it's about the fighters. But they all want to make it about themselves. Shelly Finkel wants to come out and say, oh, he called me Shirley, I'm not going to talk to him. And then you got Eddie Hearn egging people on, winding them up. And the fighters and the fans are the ones that are going to be missing out. You know?
Yeah.
And this is why I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I don't care if you're American, if you're British. I just want to see the best fight the best. And if I can't get that, then I say fuck all of you. That's the way my philosophy is. You know,
Yeah.
There's people out here. I mean, it used to be, but now I think people are seeing are waking up more. But before, about a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, they were like Matchroom fans, BBC fans, Top Rank fans. But now people are seeing the light, bro. They're waking up.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Like I'll be right back. But just continue talking.
I'm just saying in it, like I don't give a fuck, bro. Like about these promoters. I just want to see the best fight the best. If they can't give me that, then fuck all of them. Yeah, I invested a lot of money and time in boxing, and all I get is basically like arguments and so and so said this about me, and I'm not gonna work with him, and then we call the fighters ducks when ultimately not all fighters are ducks. I believe he did that story though, because he said, you know what, fuck you, yeah, I'm gonna fight Derek Chisora and I will get paid. Yeah, I'm not Eddie Hearn fan here, but guess what? Eddie Hearn, he pays good money though. Ask Devin Haney, ask Anthony Joshua, ask Canelo Alvarez. Ask them if Eddie Hearn pays good and on time. Look at Daniel Dubois, he still hasn't got paid yet. Daniel Dubois was supposed to get paid $2 million from Don King. That was about 3 weeks ago or a month ago. He still hasn't received his money. Now you tell me, like, to me, Eddie Hearn, as much as you hate him or love him, he's still gonna pay you. He is the devil, but he's still gonna pay you. And as far as I consider, all of these promoters, yeah, they're all devils anyway. And I don't like to defend none of them. But when I see the right thing, I will call it out. If I see the fake shit, I will call it out. Eddie Hearn, yes, he's the devil. He's a user. But guess what? When it comes to payday, he'll pay you. That's the way I see it, man. What do you reckon anyway, Kieran?
Yeah.
Oh, you stepped out.
No. Like I'm back. Like I just had to check up on my food. But yeah. I just think honestly, like this is just like a clear example of like how fighters get screwed over in the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, man, it's just very. I don't know. It's just like very crazy how these fighters just don't take control of their careers, and then you get like dumbass idiots like Terrence Crawford that will just say, "Oh well, you know, I'm not the one who should be in control of my career. I only fight whoever's put in front of me." But it's like at the end of the day, like this is your life being put on the line, and you could very well get screwed over. You know, where you're not being taken care of financially after your career is over. So, I mean, for people like Derek Chisora and all these like journeyman bums getting paid to get beat the hell up for X amount of rounds by up and coming fighters or just fighters that are just naturally better than them in skill. I mean, I just find that to be very, you know, like abusive and very disrespectful.
Yeah, but you know what, Derek Chisora, yeah, he is now in charge of his career now. Okay, he left Bob Arum. That was the main issue. We told him, you need to leave Bob Arum if you want to make this fight. Now, what's the hold up now? Look, I don't want to blame Spence. I don't want to blame Butt. I just want to see that fight. Okay. Yeah. I don't even care about this Daniel Kinningham shit. Yeah, everyone's saying that it's to do with Kinningham and all that sort of stuff. But guess what? I don't give a shit. I want to see the best fights, you know? Now I'm losing my words. I'm losing my fucking brain cells now, you know? Because I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think, you know what, yeah? It's for them, yeah, to play. It's for them, yeah, to play as a run. That's what they want to do. They want us to say, "Oh, F you, you're a." What do they call? They call the people that support Errol Spence. You know what they call them?
Who?
They call the people that call Errol Spence. They call them Errol sexuals.
Yeah, Errol sexuals.
What the hell is that about, bro? What? You explain me. What the fuck? What? Why? And then what's Butt? What's Butt called? Butt sexuals, yeah?
Yeah. Butt sexuals. I call them Blood Dick Rider sexuals. Blood Dick
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's true. Like, you know, Bud fans are fucking women that have penises, and it's like, like, you know, most of them are just bitch ass men that don't have a life outside of boxing.
Yeah, but can we say the same thing about Errol Spence fans then? Because I want to keep it like 50-50 though, bro.
Well, with Errol Spence fans, like, you know, they don't come out of their way sending death threats out to you if they disagree with you. Like, you know, most Errol Spence fans are just quiet.
Wait. So Butt fans, they send out death threats?
Yeah.
My God, man. My God.
Yeah.
My God. That's gone too far, man.
I'm not gonna say any names on here, but there was like a person that sent me he said like a death threat out to me in public on YouTube, and like, you know, like I just didn't really respect that because I was seriously, like, you know, locked in about wanting to beat this guy's ass. And honestly, just tell him, like, bro, like, you know, like, if you try to fuck with me, like, in the streets, you know, I'm not like the person that you think that you just come up and just try to hurt somebody. Like, you know, like, I'm a very dangerous person myself too. You know, like, I don't take those things very lightly, and I don't like people talking shit to me like that.
Salute to my brother Mark Wonderlick, Utah in the house. Utah!
Yeah. Salute to you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button.
My bro, listen, to me, if someone sends out a death threat, yeah, to me, that's wrong. That's not, listen, over boxing, they want to like kill you over boxing. That's mad. Like, I'm 36 years old, yeah? I got 3 kids, okay? I don't want. I listen. I don't want to. I don't want to be in an environment where I will get sent death threats. Like, I'll take that serious. You know.
Yeah.
But to me, I take these things really, really serious. Like, this is why I kind of stepped away a little bit from like boxing a little bit, like halfway, like, you know, because like I used to go on a lot of panels, even like outsiders, like, you know, outside the LGBTC. I used to go on different panels, and they used to threaten me, man. They threatened me. They used to tell me that, oh, I hate AJ. What? I'm one of the biggest AJ fans, and they tell me that I hate AJ because I was telling the truth about AJ. Because you know me, like I'm a fair guy, you're right. You know,
it's just to me, I just find it very pathetic because it's like, you know, like compared to any other sport, nobody like nobody in the NBA basketball fan circles or any other sports fans community groups, like, you know, they don't go that super extreme to send death threats, like, you know, after you for simply having your own opinion on a certain team or just a sport in general. But surprisingly, in the sport of boxing, you have idiots that are like that think they are tough for sending death threats out to you because you talk shit about their favorite fighter, or you just say something that's factually correct about their favorite fighter, and then they get pissed off at you saying, nah man, fuck you man, like, you know, I gotta hurt you now, man, because it's like they don't have anything to reply back to you in an educated manner, and they can't keep it professional with you. They have to be unprofessional and be very disrespectful to you, and that's where that red line crosses with me, where if you're gonna try to make death threats out to me and actually hurt me, then don't ever see me in real life, because I'm really gonna hurt you. Like, I don't care. Like I'm not like some of these other people that will just be like, oh well, don't be like, you know, don't be saying that online and shit, blah blah blah, and they just mute and block the person. No, like, I'm gonna keep it clear to say that anybody that tries to approach me in real life, they're not going to come back the same person, because I will hurt somebody in the act of in the act of self-defense. Because it's like, I'm not gonna be fucking like playing around with those with those types of people that really do mean it. So
yeah, I mean, to me, like, when people do that, like, I just don't understand that. Like, everyone, like, can see my face. Yeah, I'm a nice guy. I'm not out here to cause trouble. If you can't, like, articulate your point, don't threaten anyone. You know, just because they got a small brain cells, you know. That's why I don't really argue with these type of people anymore, man. I just keep it simple, bro.
yeah,
I'll keep it simple.
Man. It's just
I'll keep it simple, man. I really keep it simple.
That are just pussies, man. Wait, hold
because
on.
Yeah.
Like, give me 1 minute. Like, I just gotta check out, like, you know, on my food.
Yeah. Like K-Rod was saying, yeah, like, obviously he's got a great point, because he goes to the fights as well, and it's not gonna go down well. Like, these people, like, most people that threaten you as well, like, they got no face. Like, it's just like it's not even their real name. They just threaten you for the sake of it, you know. Like, most people, like, that I really talk to, like, even the faceless ones, they're cool. You know, you got Mark Wonderlick there, and I haven't seen Mark, but he's a great guy. Very, very great guy. Bruce Ghost in the chat as well. He's a great guy. I seen how he looks like. You know, I thought Bruce Ghost when I the first time I seen Bruce Ghost, I thought he was a black person. But it doesn't matter anyway. I got used to him. He's a great guy. He's a great brother. You know, he knows his boxing. You know, I like to talk to people like Bruce Ghost, Mark Wonderlick, you know, and my other brothers. You know, I don't care. Like, to me, I don't care what you look like, what race you are. It's all about for me. It's about boxing, and that's it. Boxing and boxing and boxing. All the other stuff, you know, you can keep that away. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I don't want to get hurt either. No threats. Just keep it simple, man. Let's talk about the beauty of the sport, man. There's so many things to talk about boxing. Derek Chisora is going to be fighting Pulev this week. You know, and Butt and Spence. Yeah, when that happens, it happens. You know, but also that you got a lot of channels as well. You know, always posting like about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, like, oh, the fight is on. 1 minute the fight is off. Like, and then you got like Errol Spence the other day agreeing with one guy saying like a lot of people are like clickbaiting, and Errol Spence was like fact. He actually tweeted and saying fact. So yeah, man, all this fake news as well, that kind of needs to stop as well, man. You know, because that's kind of killing the fan base as well, man. Because a lot of fans, they run away, man. They all went to UFC. They don't really want to stick around anymore, man. They just don't want to stick around. It's like, you know, they had enough of it. You know, they want to watch wrestling. Like, I was watching wrestling with Bruce Ghost the other day. You know, so I was so excited. Like, I was you know, it was great to talk about wrestling. You know? Boxing is like, you know, yes, we do have great fights and stuff like that, but like, it's just slapping us in the face time and time, man. You know. But yeah, we're max for that, man. We're absolutely max. But we will continue to support boxing regardless. You know, through tin and thick. It is what it is, man. We're just gonna have to take the good with the bad. But as far as the threats and all the arguments, I'm not up for that, man. I'm a cool guy. I want to be chill, relax. This is my chill mode, and that's it for me, man. You know, Kyrod?
Yeah, man, I'm back. But
that's it for me, you know?
Yeah, shit like that is just uncalled for. I just don't like it. Because I really never had anybody say that to me over the internet. But like in real life, nobody doesn't do that shit to me.
Yeah, like I remember I used to go back and forth with people, yeah? Like, when I was new on the internet, I was really, really emotional about it. But then I realized these people are just trolls. They just want to wind you up. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to give my energy to this type of people. You know, I'm just going to be myself. Just leave it as it is, you know? But let me ask you a question though about the clickbait stuff. What do you think about it? Because Errol Spence agreed with that a lot of people are like, you know, like a clickbaiting about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford about the fight and stuff like that. Like, some people are saying like Bud is ducking, and some are saying Spence is ducking, and Errol saying just, you know, leave us out of it. You know, we both want to fight. So what do you think about this clickbait stuff that everyone is always putting videos up about the fight and stuff like that? You know, there's multiple videos, like, you know, and not just one channel. It's like there's like thousands of channels saying about the fight is on. 1 minute the fight is off. What do you think about that?
I mean, at the end of the day, Errol Spence, he's entitled to his own opinion, but I just don't really see that being such a big deal, because it's like, if he's just like, you know, listening to like somebody's like, you know, take on it, and he just says, you know, one word like about it, it shouldn't really make too much of a difference, because it's like he knows that his real fans are us that talk about him, that actually care about him. So he, like, you know, he understands that certain people on the internet that are gonna say stupid shit to him over Twitter. So he probably percepted it, you know, the wrong way. So therefore, he probably thought that guy was making sense. So, I mean, if you're talking about the tweet where some random black dude had tweeted, you know, something like about the whole YouTube motherfuckers are making money, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's really not true, because it's like, you know, all the stupid channels that talk shit about Errol Spence, I'm pretty sure that they do get offered big money to talk crap about him, because, you know, BFTB, he was talking like about that situation where he got some email, I guess, that was similar with 78 Sports TV and all the other channels that are big, through those circles, where he was offered like $50,000 on top of a Burger King, you know, sponsorship to talk shit about Errol Spence and Deontay Wilder. And I'm like, really? Like certain people in the world that have money like that will offer you big bread to talk shit about other millionaires that are doing better than you. And it makes me think about Stephen A. Smith from ESPN, where he basically admitted to say that he just goes in to basically read off of a script to talk down on certain people that he doesn't like. But it's like, that's just a script. It's like, I'm pretty sure in real life, he really doesn't know what he's really talking about, because he's selling his soul to the devil, where he's not being a real man like about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but people like Stephen A. Smith though, like he's. I don't really think like he knows a lot about boxing, to be honest. He don't really follow it, like, because on one interview, like, he said that, oh, we don't know if Spence is ready from the accident. Spence had like 2 fights after the accident, and he performed really well. So these guys, they would just say the same talking point on a consistent basis. But I just feel like a lot of bullshit is happening though in boxing, man.
Yeah.
Too many clickbaits. I click a video saying, oh, there was one video that not only one, there's like loads. They said that like Devin Haney and Tank, they agreed to fight each other. The fight's gonna happen. What? Yeah, I don't think that fight's gonna happen, bro, man. I think Devin Haney's fighting Kambosos. Kambosos triggered that rematch clause,
Yeah, I don't want to see the rematch, but knowing how loyal Devin is to fulfill a contractual obligation, I think Devin's gonna, go ahead and fight Kambosos, and he's gonna beat his ass, and he's just gonna move on. I personally want to see Devin just vacate and move up to 140, or vacate the belts and try to get a fight in with Gervonta, and then if that fight can't be made at 135, then move up to 140 and see what happens with Gervonta there. I don't know. But I think Gervonta, he's avoiding Devin Haney. I don't think Gervonta really wants to fight him.
But look at this though. Devin Haney has signed 3-fight deal with Bob Arum and ESPN. Okay, so therefore he needs to fight on ESPN regardless of what happens. Even if Kambosa doesn't fight Devin Haney still needs to fight on that platform. So is Tank gonna come to ESPN? I don't think so. That's not gonna happen. Tank is with the BBC Showtime, and he's gonna want to fight on Showtime. Do I think Tank is ducking? And not really, to be honest. I don't think Tank is ducking. I don't think neither guys are ducking each other. I just think this is to do with the promotional companies. Again, I'm going back to it. That's just my honest observation I've done.
Yeah.
I don't, because Tank is saying I want the fight. If a man is saying I want the fight, I can't call him a duck unless he says like, oh, I'm not ready. Give me a couple of more years. What's his name was saying?
Ortiz.
Ortiz. Yeah. He said to Bruce, yeah, I want to fight him in about 2 years' time. That's when that's a duck. That's when someone's a duck.
Yeah.
Or when AJ was saying at one point, like, oh, like, let's build the fight up and stuff like that. Like, that was kind of a duck as well,
Yeah, that was a major duck.
But then again, like, but the one with the AJ and Wilder, though, that's quite complicated. Because there were some offers that AJ sent to Wilder, and Wilder sent a couple of, he sent one offer, the 50 million. So that kind of complicates the whole situation as well. So this is what, like, and then Wilder sent out a tweet saying, oh, I could have fought AJ for 100 million, but I chose to be loyal, and, I waited for you. So this is the thing with boxing. You don't know, like, who's right, who's wrong. There's so many different type of conflict stories going on,
Yeah. I just want to say thank you to Two Scoops that came into the chat. Salute to you. Thank you for coming by. He said what's good, K-Rod? Appreciate you, man. But yeah, basically, I just think Gervonta, he needs to start making moves now rather than doing it later, because you're 27 years old. You're about to be 28 in just a couple months, very soon. But it's like, I just don't want to see Gervonta fighting nobody names. Like, I want to see Tank fight all the greatest names possible, because he could very well take over 135 and 140 single-handedly, and shit, he could very well clean out divisions very, very quickly. But I think due to the corrupt business of boxing, Gervonta, he's either comfortable with what Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe has been given to him, or he just doesn't want to be independent enough. So he's just taking advantage of what Floyd and Leonard Ellerbe are doing. Because it's like if he were to take control of his career, where the only thing that he needs to do is just let Al Heyman do the business, and then you just basically show up to the fight and fight. Because you don't have to pay for the promotion, you don't have to pay for, pay for all these, promoting, licenses. To which he has his own promotional company, by the way. So he, he is rich, but on top of that, out of all the fighters that he has, I don't I don't really think Gervonta's in a financial situation. Otherwise, if he's just wasting his money, like a complete idiot, and he's not, structuring his wealth to be fully, how should I say, to be fully infrastructured a proper way, then I can see why Gervonta, he wants to stay with Floyd Mayweather or Leonard Ellerbe. So I don't know. I think honestly, just like the way Gervonta's moving, it's just funny, man. I personally just want to see him. I want to see him leave Floyd Mayweather. I don't want to see him, staying with Mayweather Promotions. I think it's just really stupid of him doing that, and I think he needs to just move forward with just being independent and go forward with the PBC with Al Heyman, and then if you need to cross promote to get fights made, then go for it. Because it's he's almost nearing 30 years old. It's like people don't understand that Gervonta's prime is right now. It's not gonna be later. But yeah, that's my take on that.
Look at this, yeah. Eddie Hearn offered Tank millions, bro.
Yeah,
because Tank said, that was my last fight with Mayweather. So he's saying, I'm free. Go get me. Anyone. I'm in the market. Buy me out. And guess what? Leonard Ellerbe and Mayweather, they sent a legal letter to Eddie Hearn saying, back off. Back off. Honestly. And Eddie Hearn, the reason why he spoke out is because Tank said, I'm free after that fight against Rolly. Now, Eddie Hearn got every right to say, look, Tank, come to me, because he said, his own video, Tank saying, he's a free agent. Yeah? So, to me, now, I tell you this. If Tank goes with Eddie Hearn, Tank's brand will go huge like Devin Haney. Devin Haney is globally recognized everywhere. He's recognized in the UK, in Australia. You might as well say around the world. Everybody knows Devin the Dream Haney.
He's doing it correctly, but Gervonta, he's keeping everything domestic, and it's that's good and all, because America's the hotbed for boxing. But I would I wouldn't mind seeing him fight in in the UK, fighting in I don't know, anywhere. I think it's time for Gervonta to have fights like that. But yeah, I think Gervonta, he deserves to be fighting some high quality level names, because I don't really like seeing him fighting these C level or B minus level fighters. So I mean, that's just pretty much how I see it. I think Tank, he can make a great impact in the sport of boxing before it's all said and done. But I think the next step for Gervonta, if he cannot fight Devin Haney next, he should go ahead and fight. I don't know. I wouldn't mind a Lomachenko fight, but the next best available fight for him, I would say, would be I don't know who's another good credible name, but I mean, I possibly wouldn't mind anybody in the top 10. But I mean, I think Tank's only best names is just Devin Haney. Honestly, just go after him, beat him, and then move up to 140. That's it.
The problem that I got with Tank is like he's knocked out 26 of his 24 fights. No, 27 out of 25 fights. He's knocked them all out, but it's not big names on there, And against Cruz, that was somebody that he was supposed to knock out. He never. Now he created Cruz, and Cruz is not recognized now in the boxing world. And now things are getting messy, bro. Absolute messy.
Yeah.
If I was Tank, you know what I would say? You know what, Mayweather? Thank you very much, for promoting me all these years. I want to go my own way now. And Broner, he's the one that introduced you to me. But now it's time to go separate ways. I'm gonna go with the devil, Eddie Hearn, because he's got a lot of money, as we all know. Because Eddie Hearn is the only guy that got $1 billion pounds or dollars from the zone, bro, and he wasted that on Canelo and AJ. You understand?
Yeah, he could have used that money to learn Gervonta, Terrence Crawford, everybody, man.
So I'm saying, man, right now, forget about Al Heyman and them lot, or Bob Arum, yeah? Go to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is not smart. He will pay you. He will overpay you of what you're worth. Look at Andrade. He's a top millionaire, and he hasn't even fought anybody. He's fighting like the likes of Liam William and that.
For $10-15 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go to the devil, man. Get his money, and that's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, why not? Mayweather and them lot, and what's in the Ellaby, I think they fucking tank over, bro.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Because Gervonta, he's fighting, a bunch of no-name guys on pay-per-view. And I'm pretty sure all that money that he's making is, a good chunk of that is going back to Mayweather or Leonard Ellerby. So it's I don't understand how Gervonta is living, with that type of money. But it's okay, yeah, fine. You have a good solid fan base and you have a good amount of wealth coming your way. And I mean, he does just make money only in boxing. He makes money outside of it. But still, if you want to maximize your dollar, why would you want to stay with a company that isn't giving you your maximum amount of dollar, and therefore you're not making the biggest money possible? If anything, you should fight all the big names on pay-per-view, and then you'll start seeing 100 million, 200 million coming your way. But I think Gervonta, he's either too comfortable with what Mayweather Promotions is giving him, and he doesn't want to take that risk of actually taking multi-million-dollar paydays against high-level names, because that's what everybody wants him to do, but it's he's not showing it to you that he actually wants it.
Mm-hmm. You know what, yeah? Tank Davis is, to be honest, he reminds you of a girl. Those bitches that complain a lot, but they're not gonna do nothing about it. Oh, this guy, he's fucking me over, he's cheating on me, blah blah blah. Oh, he's taking my money, my welfare money, yeah. But then when you tell that bitch, yeah, oh, you need to why don't you leave that guy then if he's gonna do that to you? She's gonna be like, oh no, well I love him then. That's what he reminds me of, Tank. Because look, he could have easily left them they can't do fuck all to him. Yeah?
Yeah.
Mayweather, yeah. He doesn't even really promote. Let's be honest. He doesn't promote Tank like that, bro, man. He had a fight on that weekday. He wasn't even there in his last fight.
Yeah.
The man was making money in Dubai, bro. Let that sink in.
Yeah, Mayweather doesn't care about Tank. He's just milking him out until Tank is vulnerable, and then Mayweather Promotions, they're gonna start setting him up for people that are gonna knock him out. So
that's what I'm saying, man. And you know what? In boxing, I'm gonna tell you something now. You have to be selfish, bro. In boxing, you can't be too down to earth, bro. You can't be too soft. You have to say, look, this was good for me. Yeah? Cheers, but no cheers. Now see ya. You should, go to the devil, like I said, man. He's gonna pay you, man. Cause like I said, he's got billion dollars, man, from the zone. The zone are not even smart. The people that own the zone, they're handing Eddie Hearn so much money over to him, and Eddie Hearn is wasting that money on people like Andrade, Golovkin, Canelo, Anthony Joshua, Lawrence Okoli. He's wasting all that money, bro. Man can get that cake. Look at Devin Haney, bro, man. He became a multi-millionaire with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, he wasn't even on pay-per-view. Eddie Hearn was paying him 2 to 3 million every fight.
Yeah, that's just sad. That's sad, man. It's just like Gervonta could have easily maxed out his money by going to the zone when Tevin Farmer and all those guys were there. And let's just say if he did it like that, let's just say like Gervonta after he won the belt against Jose Pedraza, he could have went from there to go to the zone, beat up on Tevin Farmer, Jojo Diaz, all those guys, Devin Haney, and then whoever else is left out there, and then move from there move from there back over to PBT, and then boom, he would have been at least undisputed, or he would have been unified in multiple divisions. It's like Gervonta is wasting so much of his talent against low level opposition, and it's like nobody's not outraging over it, because it's like Gervonta, he's just there just to make money. He's not there to really chase for legacy, because if you're chasing for legacy and money, then you should be chasing for all the legacy name fights, because that money's going to build up regardless, because you're going to build up your name, you're going to keep getting bigger, and then eventually Gervonta Davis will be a global superstar. But surprisingly, you're not doing that. You're fucking your career over by
Let me ask you a question. Okay, Rod?
Yeah, go for
Let
it.
me ask you a really credible. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions, K Rod, yeah? And I want you to give me your honest answer. Okay? The first question is, do you like Eddie Hearn? And be honest with me.
No.
Okay. The second answer is, has Eddie Hearn ever robbed anybody from their money that you know of?
Personally, no, but from what everybody says, from their financial experiences with Eddie Hearn, they say that they get their money. I mean,
they're getting paid, bro, man. It's raining. Money is raining in when you're with Eddie, bro. Okay? So now, why don't you like about Eddie Hearn?
Just him lying about certain fights that he wants to be made, or he wants to get made, and it's like he's always trying to lure his name to be tied with other promotional networks that don't like him, because on a financial side of things, he's just not good at having good PR to keep his name positive around other social circles.
All right. Okay. See, I'm going to tell you something now, and you're going to be surprised. Eddie Hearn, yeah? The stuff that he's doing it on purpose, okay? That is a clever move of promoting your name, bro, and your brand. The way he's doing it is he wants to be hated. He doesn't want you to like him. He doesn't want me to like him. He doesn't want no one to like him. He wants everyone to say Eddie Hearn is a bitch, Eddie Hearn is that. And then you hear the fighters speak good about him because they're getting paid handsomely. Yeah? But other people are chatting shit about him. And he wants that, because you know why? The more shit you chat about someone, the more you hate them, guess what? They will blow up. They'll become famous. Yeah? With fame, money comes in. And this is another strategy that Eddie Hearn is using. That's why Eddie Hearn is more successful than his dad, Barry Hearn. Bro, this guy is using a clever tactics, bro.
Oh yeah,
this is the new era. This is the new era, bro, man.
I agree. I agree with that.
Therefore, Matchroom is big. It's huge now, Matchroom. Matchroom is the biggest platform in boxing. Do you agree with that?
I don't fully agree with that, because it's like if that was true, then
Explain why you don't agree with that.
Because one, Matchroom only goes as farther out to America and, I would probably say the UK when it comes to boxing. But on top of that, they're not like, at the level of like actually selling like really big name fights. Like if you compare it with Showtime and the PBC, they're raking in a crap load of money coming from Fox, Fox News, right? Or like the actual TV network, right? So Fox is actually, raking in a crap load of money on top of broadcasting PBC's fights, in which that's on a global level and on a national level. So all the fights that are being held here in America, everybody's watching that for free. But on top of that, when it's I'll use Errol Spence versus your Dennis Ugas. I'm pretty sure for you guys in the UK, you didn't have to pay for that because that was on Sky Sports, right?
That is correct. That was free. It was free to watch Errol Spence, bro.
Yeah, but Fox is a global network to the point where everybody can watch that fight from wherever. And then on top of that, you have other networks being connected to Fox to publish PBC fights where everybody has access to see their fight. But compared to Matchroom can only go so far to expand their branding through a physical app that's being downloaded to your device. So when you look at the viewership and the active subscribers that use DAZN through Matchroom Boxing, those are only the people that are having to spend that money for the X amount of period of time for the fights that people want to see, i.e. i.e. Canelo Alvarez, Devin Haney, or whoever. So by that marketized mechanism, that doesn't really benefit Matchroom's purpose of being credible as a promotional matchmaking service, because it's like if they were if they were actually like the PBC where everybody had a piece of a piece of that pie, where everybody is benefited, where everyone can watch your fight free of charge, and you're able to make a lot of money off of the ad revenue and the active viewership and all the promotional sponsorships that goes on top of that. That's some big ass money that Matchroom can do, and they can do it. They have the ability to do it. It's just that they need to keep growing their name and their branding more to promote those big name fights. Because think about it, Eddie Hearn, if he was like Al Heyman, where he was just a advisor, not a promoter in boxing, where he was just advising fighters to go a certain direction to promote their own careers by themselves as independent promotional stables of of their own. Those fighters all those fighters theoretically that are big names themselves, like Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, all those guys, they would be making a lot of money right now through Matchroom versus PBC. PBC, they're doing their job. They're giving us, the true hardcore boxing fans plus casuals, the fights that we want to see, and we're tuning in every single Saturday when they turn on their network. But for Matchroom, they can be up there, but they're not giving us all the big top opposition name fights that everyone wants to pay to go see it. So that's just my initial take on that.
Your initial thought there, but when I asked you the question though, I said globally, because when I say globally, I'm talking about globally. Now I'm gonna tell you something now. Matchroom is known in Spain. Matchroom is known in Italy, all over Europe. Let's just say Europe. Now Matchroom has launched their company in Australia now. They are well known in Australia now as well as the UK. They used to be with Showtime. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, they did.
And also they were with Sky, which is a massive platform, because Sky and Fox are the same company. I don't know if you know that. The same owner owns it. Okay, it's American owner.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's true.
So when you say Sky, Sky is not. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say that owner is American, right?
Rupert Murdoch, yeah. Rupert
Yeah,
Murdoch
yeah.
is
Rupert
American.
Murdoch. Yo, he's fucking rich. He's rich. Yo.
So that's what I'm said to you, yeah. I've just said to you, yeah. Now Mushroom has left Rupert Murdoch from Sky Sports, okay. They're Fox as well, okay. That's the same company. They just called Sky Sports in the UK, all right. But Eddie Hearn, Mushroom left them, bro. Eddie Hearn said, you know what? I'm packing up my bags because I don't need you.
Yeah.
Because you know why? I'm gonna make my brand bigger than all of you guys. Yeah. So that's what I said. When I said the promotional companies, there's 3 promotional companies. There's the BBC, Top Rank, and then obviously Mushroom, and obviously you got Golden Boy, but they're not really relevant. Okay. No one really cares about the Golden Boy. They just behind Eddie Hearn and stuff like that, But anyway, like I was saying, Mushroom is known through the whole wide world, man. Now Eddie Hearn, he wants to make this app, the Zone, bigger, but his main aim is to make his own app in the end. He's gonna leave the Zone eventually, bro. You just watch. He's gonna get so much money. He's gonna end up leaving the Zone, and he's gonna have his own TV platform, whether it's an app or whether it's on TV. That's gonna happen, man. That's probably next.
I was gonna say that Rupert, he's actually Australian, but he's actually really known here in America.
Yeah, I thought he was American. Yeah, I thought he was American, but he's Australian.
Yeah, he's Australian born, but he's he actually had foundation here in America.
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch, he owns a lot of newspapers in the UK. I'm sure he owns newspapers in America. The man is not short on change. So, like I was said, going back to these fighters, man. I'm just saying, if a guy is offering you all this money, boxing, your career is short. I would maximize my earnings and my worth. This is why I always said, it worked out well for obviously Deontay Wilder. He got a lot of money either ways. But I'm saying to the other fighters, like, if they play in ball, Steven Espinosa from Showtime, do you know what he said? He said this fight is not going to do well. And I'm talking about Spence against Crawford. He's the guy that's supposed to be promoting Crawford and Spence, bro. And he's telling us this fight ain't going to make a lot of money. This is what pisses me off, bro. Because you know why he's saying that? Because he doesn't want to pay them what they're worth. Eddie Hearn would never have said that. And now Eddie Hearn is talking the same talking point. That's what Steven Espinosa said. And he's saying, yeah, the fight's not going to do well. Blah, blah, blah. Canelo is a bigger name. Blah, blah, blah. Anthony Joshua's a bigger name. Blah, blah, blah,
Actually, I think what should happen is that Errol Spence and Crawford, if they're not able to come to a financial agreement to have the fight made on PBC, I think they should both, collude together to try to see if they could have Eddie Hearn buy that fight out, and then that fight can be on fucking DAZN. Yeah.
They won't let that happen. I think with Steven Espinosa and Al Heyman, I reckon Errol Spence got a contract with them that he can't escape that contract, because if you remember, Lou DiBella, he got that massive payday for Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder was just about to sign to fight Anthony Joshua, and then something happened that day.
$1 million.
It was $100 million, and Deontay Wilder was saying, "I got great news." He was saying, I remember that. That was 2017, if I'm correct. And he said, "I'm happy. I got great news for you guys tomorrow." And then guess what? The next thing you hear is that, Lou DiBella got sacked. He got fired from his role, and he's no longer working for the BBC no more. And then you hear that Deontay Wilder saying that, "I'm gonna stay." So something happened that we don't know about. Maybe Deontay. Most people that are signed to the BBC, I think they got some sort of contract that they can't get away from it. And Anthony Joshua got that type of contract as well with Eddie Hearn. Anthony Joshua cannot get away from Eddie Hearn. I'm just saying how I see it, and the facts, without being biased. Eddie Hearn, he has Anthony Joshua on locks, and I think with Deontay Wilder as well, he's signed by Shelly Finkel, and I don't think you can get away from them.
Yeah.
Regardless of what money is thrown in, unless the two parties, and I'm talking about the two promoters, have agreement that they can make that fight. Just the way they done it with Bob Arum, Top Rank, the way they basically came together and they made that fight. That's the only way they can do it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, this is why. Well, for me personally, I'm not a supporter or a believer in contracts, because I think I think honestly that the whole philosophical belief of having a contract with somebody is just to make sure something is in good faith between both parties. But at the end of the day, contracts are always breached between some group, within like a party. People don't want to hold their word to something, but it's like that should always be discussed verbally between both parties without having it be said on a piece of paper. I think honestly, at the end of the day, if me and you want to sell a product to one another, we don't need a contract to settle it out. We can discuss it like anybody else, in everyday life, to make sure that our deal that me and you set together is voluntarily, discussed out. And if we both come to a full agreement, then therefore that should not be any more difficult than trading a apple for somebody's orange, from like a farm, right? So I think personally, it should be very simple. It shouldn't have to be this this difficult to get something made. But at the end of the day, you are your own person. Nobody can tell you what to do, and you don't need like a piece of paper telling you that you're obligated to something that you're worth for. If both parties are voluntarily in agreement through both forms of consensus, then it's all fair game.
Yeah, but I think before these guys made it big time, I think they signed those type of contracts, and at that time, they must have been desperate. For instance, look at Steven Shaw, Big Shot Shaw. Yeah, right now he's with Top Rank, but I don't think he's got like a secure contract with them. Maybe it might be like fight by fight basis, just like Dillian White. Dillian White is a free man; he can go wherever he wants because he doesn't have like a tied up contract. But these other guys, the promoters, they knew that they were like quite good, and they were like they were gonna do well. They predicted that. That's why maybe at that time they made them sign those type of contracts, bro, that they can't get out regardless of what happens, bro. And that's why we need to plead with these promoters and say, look, please give us that fight, give us the fights, man, because we had enough. And the only way to make this happen is by not like begging them. It's by like boycotting the fights and just stream the fights, bro. Stream all their fights, and don't buy it. And then that way, they will make the fights happen in the end.
I mean that's why streaming fights is like way better than buying fights off of like a network, because it's like if people don't give a crap about that fight, they're going to quote unquote illegally stream it, or more so just have it shared right up right up through the black market, because people are that interested to see the fight. And why would you want to pay money for something that's already free going through a network? It's not like people really have to pay money just to go see the fight. Paying for it to get the ticket just to go see the fight for free. In which I think the biggest ripoff to having pay-per-view fights is that if the pay-per-view is not worth purchasing, it's like, why would you want to spend more money going to see the fight in person when you could just watch every big fight for free, when that's going to benefit you as a consumer, to say, look, screw this fight, even though that it's viewed as a quote unquote big pay-per-view fight, but if the promotional undercards are not worth for the pay-per-view card itself to be worth it, it's like you're not gonna spend like 80 to almost like $100 just to get the
And that's what I'm saying, man. And to me, I say like, yeah, even if your favorite fighter, if it's your favorite fighter, yeah, stream the fights, man. Because you know why? That money isn't gonna go to Anthony Joshua. That money isn't gonna go necessarily to Deontay Wilder because they already got paid. Their money have been paid up front anyway. So the money will go to the suits, bro, man. Like, you know, they will literally take it.
Yeah,
So
that's
to me,
why.
you know, my advice is, you know, fuck it, stream it. Do you care? Okay, let me ask you something. Do you care about Steven Espinosa? Do you care about Eddie Hearn? Do you care about Al Heyman?
No,
If you ask me, I don't care. And what's your answer?
I say fuck him. Like, I mean, Al
Exactly,
Heyman,
bro.
Al Heyman, he's a good businessman, but it's like he's not really supposed to be responsible for orchestrating fights. He's only supposed to be responsible for advising fighters to be put on the fights. So the PBC, that was obviously originally created through other handlers, which, like, you know, Al Heyman then later, you know, started to run the business because, you know, him and Floyd Mayweather, they wanted to, you know, come together to to obviously showcase Showtime boxing, and then eventually let the PBC will come along. But it's like, you know, at the end of the day, Al Heyman, he's not supposed to be a promoter. He's just there to give fighters a proper direction in orchestrating the best fights possible, in which I can definitely respect that out of him, because he doesn't need to be talking. He doesn't need to be going out to certain, you know, like events, giving out, you know, particular interviews. He's just keeping everything silent, which is very, very smart by Al Heyman.
Absolutely. That way is very smart. But again, everybody always says shout out to Al Heyman. Even, you know, Ruiz, Adam Kolnaski, Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they say like, yeah, shout out to Al Heyman, shout out to Al Heyman. And now, you know, and then you got the zone. People say like, oh, shout out to Eddie Hearn, shout out to Eddie Hearn. Like Devin Haney, AJ, all of them, they say shout out to him. Like, yeah, I heard that Eddie Hearn, he pays them like a backhand money, you know, money under the table, which is good. He secures their life. You know, you have to remember, a lot of these guys, they were like poor. They didn't have nothing when they came into the industry, and now they're balling with money, fam. You know, and therefore you just. You know, but again, going back to like maximizing your earnings, if you can make, you know, like, yeah, it's good to make like 1 million, 2 million, but like once you make it big time, like somebody like Tank, go get your money, man. Go get that dollar. You know? Go get that dollar. Stop waiting, man. What are you waiting for? Ellaby? What Ellaby? Who the fuck is Ellaby, bro, man? Like, why are you waiting for these people, man? Look. And, you know, you clearly can see Mayweather really doesn't want to make, you know, he doesn't want Tank to make it big time. You can see like he's like hiding him. But then he's on pay-per-view, like, you know. But in the UK, it's like free. Like, we can watch it for free, that fight. It don't cost us no penny.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very sad because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, like, I don't even know, man. It's just, honestly, to me, I just find it to be very stupid that Gervonta's letting his career go to waste by letting Floyd and Leonard try to tell him what to do. And it's like, Gervonta is just acting like as if that's not really that big of a deal to him. And if anything, that's very pathetic, and it's very childish out of him too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Oh, by the way, before I forget, a fighter called Fabio Wortley, a heavyweight fighter, he's going to be fighting Kingsley Abbey on the undercard of Derek Chisora this Saturday. Do you know Fabio Wortley? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I've seen him fight like a couple times. Like.
Okay, but what do you think of him like so far?
I don't think he's that good, honestly. I think he's like honestly, I don't feel like he should be fighting at heavyweight. I feel like he should be fighting at cruiserweight or light heavyweight, honestly, because he looks like, to me, he looks too small for the division.
Yeah, but it's quite flexible though. It's quite flexible. He can box.
Yeah, he can box. He has, you know, tremendous boxing skills.
Yeah. Do you know who's fighting? The guy that he's fighting, yeah, it's the big test though. Kingsley Abbey.
Kingsley.
Kingsley Abbey, he upset the upper card against Guido Vignola. Guido Vignola was supposed to be the next big thing coming out of Italy.
Yeah, Guido Vignola.
and basically what happened was like obviously they fought each other, and Kingsley Abbey was robbed in that fight, and they said it was a draw. And then after that, Kingsley Abbey, he had a tough fight against Gerard Anderson, and Gerard Anderson knocked him out, bro.
Yeah, he did.
And then, but he did give Gerard Anderson a bit of a hard time though. But Gerard Anderson used his boxing brain, and he outboxed him, and he broke him down little by little, and smashed him like onto the ground that he was knocked out unconsciously, and he was down to the floor for a while, bro. Like, you don't really see that a lot. Like, you know, the last time I see that was like Nova, when Nova was knocked out. This guy, Kingsley Abbey, he's a challenge, bro. That fight, to me, is the best fight on that card, the Dark Sora fight. If Fabio Wortley can do similar thing to Kingsley Abbey that Gerard Anderson done to him, then I think Fabio Wortley, we have to take him serious in the heavyweight division. Like, we have to look at the new up-and-coming guys now. Like, you know, we have to forget about the AJs, the Wilders, you know, the Furies. They are on their way out now, you know?
Yeah, I don't really, you know, like watching, you know, European fighters, you know, that much. But I mean, if Fabio Wardley, if he's like if he's that type of fighter where he's actually with the shits and he's able to take on all the big names, then I'm all for it. You know, like I just think, you know, knowing how matchroom fighters are being moved, it's like, you know, they're not definitely going after all the big top shelf smoke. So I think Fabio, if he's able to beat Kingsley, he should probably go ahead and fight, you know, maybe Jared Big Baby Anderson, or fight I wouldn't mind like a fight with Dakari Scott. I think him and Matt Truck would be a very good style, like, you know, matchup.
I don't know about Dakari Scott at the moment, but I would say Gerard Anderson, because if he beats them like the way he beat, you know, if Fabio Wardley can beat Kingsley Abbey in a spectacular fashion the way Gerard Anderson done, then I think they need to make you know, Eddie Hearn needs to talk to Bob and say, you know what, let's make that fight happen, because I think that would be great, because I want to see what Fabio Wardley is all about. Fabio Wardley, to me, is unorthodox, and you know, he can take a punch. He's not chinny. He can move. Both men are the same. They can take punches, and they're good boxers, and that'll be a tough fight for Gerard Anderson. I do favor Gerard Anderson in that fight, but it's gonna be a tough match out, man. But yeah, like he is like from the UK though. Like, he's not really like Eastern European, right? You know, he's like a mixed race guy, like a half black, half white.
Yeah.
And you know, and he's not your typical European fighter. He's unorthodox. He hasn't really had like a amateur career. He had like about few white collar fights. But the guy is unpredictable, man. He's unorthodox, so we don't know what he's capable of. He's got power though. He can knock you out. This guy got legitimate power. I'm telling you, man. Fabio Wardley got legitimate power, and I do want to see against Gerard Anderson. But again, yeah, I just have to slide this one in. He's Dillian White fighter, though. What do you think about that?
Oh my God, fuck that. He's a Dillian White fighter?
Yeah, he's Dillian White fighter, yeah.
Oh my God, fuck that, bro. I mean, he should beat up his own fucking promoter.
He could beat him up, bro, man. I'm telling you, Fabio Wardley knocks out Dillian White. I think at this stage, anybody knocks Dillian White out.
Anybody?
Dillian White proved that to me, Dillian White was just like a roadblock for Anthony Joshua, and Eddie Hearn used him, you know, and he never like seized his worth. Like, you know, he was on a lot of pay-per-views, and yes, he did got paid, but Eddie Hearn, you know, he made a lot of money off Dillian White. He used Dillian White a lot. But yeah, but now Dillian White is no longer with Eddie Hearn anymore, and he hasn't got anybody. He might sign with Sky Sports with this new promotional company called Boxer, with Ben Shalom, the new kid on the street. He's around your age, Ben Shalom. He's like 28 or something like that. And you know, I don't know, like, you know, but yeah, you know, it's you know, you got Hughie Fury as well. ugly Fury. Some people call him ugly Fury. Um,
Yeah, he's a
you know,
weirdo.
but he can take a punch though. Ugly Fury can take a punch.
Yeah, Ugly Fury, he can take a punch, but I don't see him really being like a world champion, and knowing how corrupt the Furies are, like I'm pretty sure he's gonna get caught for cheating. So
You never know. Yeah, you never know what they're capable of with the Furies. Like you always have to keep like 4 eyes on them. And
yeah,
even so, they will still cheat you somehow. They're very clever at doing those type of tricks, man. But look, it's been nice talking to you, boxing wise. Um, I'm gonna go bet most probably, and it's been great chopping you with you as always. And keep up the great work, my man.
yep, I appreciate it, man.
Bless up.
Yep, appreciate it. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for boxing talk. I was gonna talk about some other topics about some other people like Xander Zayas and Mike Tyson and all that, but I don't think that's really necessary. I'll probably go live like again to cover some gaming, for all you gamers out there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my boxing news talk. And shout out to Mo Boxing. Please go give him a follow for his channel. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys for coming through. I'll probably go live again tonight. So I don't know what the whole gist of everything will be for tonight, but hopefully sooner than later we'll get that taken out of the way. So I'll see you guys. Thank you guys very much, and have a good day. Bye.